Okay, how's this sound? How about this? Alright, sounds good to me. Let's get started. Okay, so I know people who may be watching this, big emphasis on might. So you're probably wondering, what the hell? What gives, Cicely? Where were you last week? Why are we doing Fire Mage this week? It's supposed to be Tombury. Well, okay, you're absolutely right. And there was actually an explanation for that, and I released an announcement video on one of the regular videos explaining why, and absolutely nobody watched it. So absolutely nobody, anyone, knows why I didn't continue the series last weekend. So there's a reason, but rather than getting into that now, I'm just going to save that till the end of the stream. So for now, let's just get started. Let's just get farting. Alright? Okay, so yeah, we're back with World of Warcraft Fire Mage. As you can see, I now got my... Hey, where are you going down? What? Oh, I hit the button. Okay. As you can see, I've upgraded my armor to something that looks a little more like endgame style armor that you probably would have seen in World of Warcraft. Just a little fancier stuff. But let's just get into it. Okay, we're not going to use Andreas. The rules are the same. I will try and do it myself. Any of these bosses myself. First try, then I'll get Hughes, and then if that doesn't work, then I pull in the big guns, which is an actual real tank. I am looking to go straight to Radahn this run. No messing around, no fighting other bosses. Just the only bosses I face will be the ones that are in my way to Radahn, and that's it. That's all we're going to be doing. So let's just hope this actually works against him. Smoke. No, I think he has some sort of fire resistance, if I remember correctly. Oh boy. Yep, he still has his fire resistance. That was mistimed. I haven't actually been playing Elden Ring recently. It's actually nice getting the break from it, frankly. I've been playing a lot of Disgaea though recently. Just one of those games that's you can play while sitting there watching TV or a movie or a hockey game or a lot of playoff baseball, which is definitely what's going on right now. A whole lot of that. Okay. See if we can get him on the dot damage. So who would have thought Mr. Bloody guy would be highly resistant to fire? So there is a problem here. He is a fire dude. He's very highly resistant to fire. So I'm definitely going to have to resort to more significant means much sooner because this is very strange. What did... Something just did 1100 damage. I didn't see it. Did you see it? It might have just been the... That one's... Yeah, see. 1100. So there's something weird going on here with Mauve. And I don't know what it is. It's just some weirdness. A little early for that to be happening, pressing the button and nothing happening, but okay. Yes, you'll notice it's also much earlier than usual, and There's also a reason for that. It's kind of important that I have to start doing these earlier, because, long story short, if I'm not doing these earlier, I'm not doing these at all, end of story. So there's no, there's nothing else to that. That's the way it's got to be, folks. Okay, well, there's some stupidity going on here where he's stupidly resistant to fire. But as I noticed last time, if you in the face, he's very highly resistant. But to the side, not so much the back, he's not. That's just some kind of weirdness. I don't know, it's kind of stupid. But we got to deal with it, so... Actually, I should really save that for... Yeah, I like to try casting all the different Fire Mage spells here. But as you can see, the game's being kind of dumb about it. Let's try... the back. Nope. So that one did the damage, but I don't know why. I just can't tell exactly when it does normal damage and when it doesn't. See, that's the problem. It's not just as simple as just shooting in the back. I've hit him in the back a few times. See, that's just a few hundred. So clearly just hitting him in the back is not enough. You know what? I think I just triggered a death animation, but it didn't take. Yeah, okay, that was literally had a flame standing at literally every single point that I moved just then. Alright, well, since we got some stupidity going on here, where he is both simultaneously highly resistant to fire and not resistant to fire at the same time, we are going to... he wants to play this card, so we're going to play this card. Because I can't deal with this whole... I mean, what I often complain about, I don't have time for this or that tonight. Like, for this time, I really don't have time. So, I cannot go late anymore. I just can't. It's just not a thing anymore. So, let's try this instead. Save the good potion for when he's doing kneel. Gotta figure out how to hit him. Like, where's the weak point? Simply hitting him in the back is not enough. More like the side. Again, this is only for fire. I'm sure using other types of magic are fine here. Ooh, hit him in midair. Man, Andreas, you're quite the tank. Like, this is WoW quality tank. Not necessarily a lot of damage, although they did eventually start to do a lot of damage in World of Warcraft. Well, I think warriors with revenge could get really damaging, and I forget which patch it was where revenge was absolutely stupid powerful at one point. I think in Classic, though, when I was playing Classic recently, early on they were stupid powerful. I don't know, just because of the way Classic was. I don't know if they're that powerful early in WoW. I never played early WoW. I didn't start playing World of Warcraft until, like, there were 2 big patches into it or something. Something like that. But anyway, yeah, WoW warriors could be really damaging with that shield bash and revenge and all that. But usually they generally weren't meant to be that damaging, at least not compared to the DPS. So that was my point here. He is, Andreas is very much acting like a good tank. Maybe not necessarily in terms of damage, but in terms of holding aggro, that's terrific. Okay, what am I doing here? Alright, let's just get those levels in. Again, I'm just going straight to Radahn, and if not necessarily Radahn, at least to Mesmer, at least to Millennia. Yes, I got Millennia lined up. Depending on what time it is when we get to them. But there will be no more gaming late into the night. That's over with. No more. That's just not happening anymore. Which is too bad, because I know I think I was getting quite a bit of my crowd was from the West Coast crowd. Because I noticed I'd get a lot of viewers at night, late at night. But not so much during this time. Or around 10 p.m. Eastern or so. So, since we're making a beeline to Radahn, that means we're going to go straight to R'Lana, then straight to Hippo, then straight to Mesmer. Because I doubt I can do anyone else. So I mentioned I was playing a lot of Disgaea. I can't really explain why. I actually started playing Mankind Divided first. But as you can imagine, I was just saying the Disgaea games are you can play them so easily while watching a hockey game or a baseball game or whatever, or a movie or any of that stuff. You can't do that with Mankind Divided. Deus Ex, if you're wondering. Also, Deus Ex sucks. Okay, maybe it plays... Actually, no, everyone pretty much thinks it sucks, so I'm not going to argue that. And, of course, and I'm finding... Well, it's very difficult to focus on that game while you're watching something else. It's not a background game. Yeah, these days, where my PS4 is, it just gets like... it's used more as like a background device, really. You know, it's not a focus device anymore. I only play on that now when I'm just sort of doing some gaming in the background sort of deal, right? So focus, if I want to really focus on a game, I got to play it on my PS5. On the PS4 though, it's not going to happen. It's hooked up to the big TV, and the big TV is for big TV watching. The PS5 is hooked up to my little TV, which I'd really rather have a really high quality little TV, but you know, when I bought this thing, I thought I was getting a high quality little TV, but it turns out, no. It's not. it's not that good. Well, although apparently it is better than other smaller TVs, but no. For the most part, the bells and whistles go in anything 50 inches or larger. You're not going to see high quality viewing on a smaller TV unless you hook things up to a PC monitor. So, and I do have a PC monitor right here. It's just not that big. I mean, it's big for a monitor, but it's not that big. You know what? I have to say it's above average. I tried to get like a 32-inch monitor, but holy cow, anything over 27 inches gets stupid expensive, stupid fast. And plus, monitors don't have a lot of those general TV hookups. Like they'll have HDMI and DisplayPort and all that, but I also want to have my... Okay, I know RCA is... Or shoot. You're not gonna let me touch this, are you? Okay. I know no one cares about component or composite or any of that stuff anymore, but I do. I still do. I still use my 360. I still use my PS2. Even though PS2 and older games don't work at all on newer TVs, but I still use it. So it's still important for me to have that stuff. And yes, I know they're like higher end component HDMI cables for 360s, but they don't make them. Well, they don't make them anymore, and buying them now would cost you a small fortune. Anyway, I am way off from what I was talking about. So I'm out there playing this guy. So Mankind Divided, no. Too hard to concentrate as a background game, and you got to focus on it. And plus, I know that Deus Ex came from a period of time when I guess they were first experimenting with aims acceleration. I know everyone's always like, oh, PC console aiming, it sucks. Yeah, well, here's the thing: a lot of PC people don't understand. Some console games do it better than others. There's a reason why Halo was so freaking popular. It's because the aiming in Halo was great, even on a controller. Granted, that was because of bullet magnetism. I didn't know about bullet magnetism for a good while, but eventually I learned about it, and it totally makes sense. But whatever, man, it made it fun, so I don't care if there's bullet magnetism. And bullet magnetism is not the same as aim assist, okay? Bullet magnetism, or at least assuming I understand this correctly, basically means the bullets literally like curve in and actually hit the targets, whereas aim assist actually, you know what, there was really no one singular definition for aim assist. Every company does it differently, but so I don't think it's accurate to say there's only one definition for aim assist, whereas bullet magnetism is bullet magnetism. It's exactly what it said. But for the most part, at least as far as Overwatch and up goes and Rivals, aim assist just means that the aimer slows down a little more and gets more precise when it gets closer to a target, which maybe that's what everyone does, but it's really not. I don't know, but so yeah. So anyway, everyone did it a little differently, and that's why it's like this is the things PC gamers don't understand. So everyone does it differently. That means that some people just do it better, and what a lot of people were doing, especially for PC-centric developers, which is like to do a screw you, asshole. Great, now I gotta do that all again because you suddenly decided to learn how to aim. God damn it. Or while I was also too focused on talking, and you can't tell, but I'm shifting around like crazy here because, hey, that's a large part of why I can't do this late anymore. This is why you always open this stupid gate. Alright, where was I? Right, so anyways, they got these PC devs, so I guess they figured like, oh, well, as long as we put in, we'll just put in a little bit of this, we'll do it the way, way we think it should be done, and, not have enough options to change it, and, everyone like it. And, well, no, you can't do that. Like Deus Ex Mankind Divided was one of these examples of these games in that period, which I noticed between 360 and a lot of the PS4 era. So there may have been good first-person shooters, but they would suck because what would happen is when you're aiming in those games, it'd feel like you're fighting an eel, you're wrestling an eel, and the aimer would be slipping and sliding all over the place. It wouldn't be like Halo at all. It wouldn't be like Borderlands at all. Borderlands was actually pretty good for aiming. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, I know a later game, but in Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, I can like shotgun people's heads off like lickety split. I'm literally flying around the screen and just like rattling headshots one after another. It's like, man, I'm like, oh wow, I actually look good in Wonderland. But that just accentuates my point that sometimes the aiming is just, some of these companies just don't know how to do it right. And Mankind Divided is an example of it. They put one type of aiming and there are no options to adjust it. It's just, except either just a little faster, a little slower. But aim acceleration, it's this thing where as you're pressing the stick, it gets a little faster and faster until it shoots up. And they don't give you an option to alter that. And so what happens is Mankind Divided, aside from all its other problems, on the PS4, maybe it's fine on PC, most likely is, but on the PS4, it's slippy and slidey, and I can't keep control of the aiming, and it's no fun. And there were a lot of games, a lot of first-person shooters I played in that area that did that, and they just weren't playable. They just weren't playable. If they got remasters, I play them now, they're fine, right? But they weren't playable. And the games that were great and fun, like Gears of War and all those things, they did not have any of that shit. Or they gave you an option to turn it off. Like Borderlands, I think 2, you could turn off... Actually, no, I don't think it had aim acceleration. I wish they had it off. In Borderlands 3, they do, but I think you can reduce it. It's actually still not good because you can't turn it off entirely. I don't quite remember. I haven't played Borderlands 3 for quite a while. But I remember Borderlands 3 is a little harder, not as much fun to play Borderlands 2 just because of that. There's other reasons for Borderlands 3, but for me, that's what actually matters. So Gears of War, Halo, those games, Borderlands 1 and 2, they didn't have aim acceleration. It was just, I don't know, linear, no acceleration, whatever. It just moved as fast as you moved, and you could get used to it, and I was fine with all that. Once they added aim acceleration, no way to turn it off. It was impossible to play. When Overwatch first came out, it had, I don't know what it had beginning. I don't think it had anything. All I know is when Overwatch first came out, I was wicked good with Hanzo. Like, I was an absolute monster with Hanzo, right? I didn't play rank because I refused to play rank at that time, right? I never ended up playing ranked at all in Overwatch, but I'm pretty sure I could have rose pretty high because of Hanzo. But then they made changes to him, and then things happened. I'm not going to get into explaining what happened. Things happened, and by the time they came back, I don't know, they completely changed the way aiming worked in Overwatch. They added aim acceleration in his default. I don't know, I couldn't aim with Hanzo anymore. I mean, I was still pretty good with him, but not that good. And what does it have to do with this guy? Absolutely nothing, so let's just get back to the game, shall we? So, Rilana, okay, let's take out... We'll do it once without anyone, which I doubt is going to help me out at all. Because I just don't see this as being very viable. Actually, it wasn't viable Frost Mage either. So basically, before I got into my rant about how aiming on consoles works, I was basically saying... DOX, I tried playing it on the PS4, it was no fun. So then I switched to Skya. Why did I switch to the Skya? I don't know. I just figured I repurchased the remaster of the first game that on PS4, and I have a lot of other games on the PS4 to play, and I was like, you know what, this is like the perfect background game. And I figured, well, you know, I want to justify my purchase of it, because, I mean, I have 5 and 7, I haven't played them yet. And, well, you know, I'll just play quickly through this one, just to say that I did you. Oh, I forgot, yeah, Giant's Flame actually, why did I drink a potion while she's in the middle of casting that spell? Eek, don't hit me. Don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me. Yes, you don't want to be... Well, I mean, this is more of what I've already been over in the past. When you're playing a mage in World of Warcraft, you don't fight you don't solo a boss, unless you're stupidly overpowered or something. You always have friends. So that's how World of Warcraft works. Will you stop spamming that? You guile in your sonic boom spam. Again! Stop being Guile. You're not Guile. Oh my god. Quit spamming. Well, that's fine. I hit hard too out of right now. Of course, now I'm screwed. Now you're really guiling up, you spammer. Although honestly, this is better. I'm doing that. You know what? You just keep spamming that. That's actually working out for me here. Nope. That we don't want. We don't want that spam. That's not the thing you spam. Go back to being Guile. Ah! Why was I stupid low poise builds? Alright, well, she finally realized spamming Sonic Boom was not gonna help her. So she grew a brain. So now we're summoning our friends because that's just how World of Warcraft works. And because, as I said, I meant it when I said I don't have time for things all night long. tonight. Holy crap, I gotta move. 1 second. All right, I had to change my I just changed my setup here. How's this sound now? I just changed my setup here. How's this sound now? And it's okay. It sounds okay. I guess gonna have to do. I checked out the viability of the seafood build. It was not very viable. There was not much going on with it. You basically, sure, you look kind of silly running around with an octopus on your head, but ultimately you're just running around with a spear stabbing people. It's nothing unique or special about it. And yes, I did think about blowing the bubbles, but there's only like 2 bubble spells that are actually worth using. I mean, maybe I can, you know what, watch to the end of the video. Okay, so that's what I'm going to say there. There's an announcement that's supposed to be coming. Alright, so anyway, we are going to get my friends, because that's how World of Warcraft works. We have friends, supposedly. Oh, you're spamming Sonic Boom again, you stupid Guile. Stupid Guile fanboy. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, it's Street Fighter. Where's that stupid spell? There we go. If no one has any idea what I'm talking about, it's if you played Street Fighter 2, there were people that spammed Sonic Boom. The guy's name was Guile, and it looked just like that. It was literally like a crescent-shaped laser beam that would fly on a horizontal plane, just like that. Except it wasn't blue; it was yellow. And what a lot of players would do is, well, maybe not a lot, but particularly cheap players would like to spam it. They just go in the corner and they just cast that same spell over and over again. Okay, Hughes, you are not much good here, are you? Holy cow, it's almost like she hears me complaining about... I don't remember her doing this on the Frost build, with the Frost Mage. I mean, that, you think, well, maybe it's just because if you're casting at her, she's going to spam those spells, right? But I don't remember her doing that on Frost, either. So why is tonight so special? Oh crap, now I gotta deal with her myself. Nope, spamming Blink don't help. Okay, now we're summing in on Drap. Because Hughes is worthless. Where is that stupid thing? Where are you, Andreas? Okay, you're down here somewhere. Honestly, I don't want to just keep spamming Andreas, but, you know, I would say Hughes is kind of shitty in the DLC. Or at least so far. Well, okay, he's only fought one boss. Let's give him a break. But still. Fireball! Fireball! Shit. Actually, this is probably one time in World of Warcraft where spamming just one spell is actually worth it. It really was. Okay, I didn't really play Fire Mage, to be fair, so I don't really know, but I do remember, at least early on, at least in the first games, it really did just boil down to spamming Fireball over and over again, while mixing in the odd Fire Blast. Sometimes you use Scorch. I'm not sure when when the best time was to use Scorch, because again, I didn't play Fire Mage much. I never figured out this discipline. I think Scorch had a really high shitballs. I think Scorch had a really high crit rate or something, and you can spam it quickly. I don't know. I didn't play Fire Mage. But as far as oh wait, you have time to cast that? Aren't you dead? Holy shit! Oh my god, that is, talk about a swan, well, not a swan song. Talk about your final blast. It was almost like, I'm dead, so I'm gonna get you with this first. That's a first. I mean, I've had a bunch of times with Millennia where she's like, her HP is gone, and for some reason she survives being stabbed in the back, but she didn't then just suddenly shoot off some major attack or something and then died. So that was interesting. Okay, where do I put points anymore? I don't know. Because this is not a traditional, like, I know with the previous build, it was all, I just threw everything in the int even when it made no sense, because that's just how mages were. But because in Elden Ring, fire is all incantation based pretty much, it's like, well, it's all messed up, so I can't just toss everything all into intelligence like I usually do. So I'm not sure where to put things. You know, just put it into mine. More mana is, more FP is always a good thing. Okay, so what was I was talking about Disgaea before. So, I don't know, I just started playing because, like, you know, I'll just play through this quickly. I mean, even playing through it quickly is probably going to be like 20 hours. You know, justified my purchasing it. I mean, I just like to know I have it, right? Because my previous copy was like a PS2 copy. Well, actually, I think I sold it. I know, I just like want to hold on to these things. Well, I've been playing that game pretty much nonstop for 2 weeks. I don't know, something about the Disgaea formula, just, you know, it's not, I won't say it's exactly the same as Elden Ring, like, obviously they're two different games, but they both have simpler hoarding, collecting, like, ideas. Like, this whole idea that you always want to find new gear, because you're always looking for this new thing, for the new best thing. Now, because of the way the games work, obviously, the reasoning for why you're looking for all the best gear is not different, is different, obviously, because, oh, you know, you want more power. But in Elden Ring, things are a little more balanced. They're not any one weapon is powerful. But where they are similar is tinkering. In terms of tinkering, these games are they're way up there. It's just this the different style of tinkering. In this game, you're just doing everything little you can to squeeze out every drop of power. In the Disgaea games, there's just like, there's always something you can do to get stronger. And it's like, for that, like, what did someone put it best? Someone called it, like, monkey brain mentality, where, you know, big numbers go up, right? And it's not, they don't just go up from just gaining levels, they go up from you doing things, and there's always something to do, and there's always another way to get stronger. Is this elevator working? Oh, I must have hit the button. There we go. I should just cast a spell. I would have seen. See? Okay, the fire is going down the elevator shaft, so... Okay. Yeah, fire spell's great light. So yeah, I've been playing it a whole lot. If you're the kind of person that either likes strategy RPGs or just strategy in general, RPGs in general, and you're the kind of person that just not necessarily loves to tinker with games, but you really love to min-max, like you can't stop, you gotta play Disgaea. I don't know why that game doesn't get talked about more often. It's one of the best strategy RPGs of all time. It's got like 7 games and like 5 spin-offs. I mean, it's got to tell you something. Alright, so that's enough Disgaea. We're playing Elden Ring. And just a reminder to the new people showing up, why is there a week apart between the Fire Mage videos? There's a reason. Stay tuned till the end. I actually posted the reason why there's a week between them, but nobody actually watched the announcement video. Literally not a single person viewed it. So now I gotta do it this way. Okay, what am I doing here? So we don't want to do Andreas, right? We want to give Battle Hugh... I'm not going to bother trying to solo it this time. From the outset, let's see here. Actually, no, we want to do this first. We're going to give Hughes a chance to prove he's not completely worthless in the DLC. Okay, so now he... Oh yeah, he seems to have low defenses. I've noticed this. There's a lot of attacks that do a ton of damage against him that don't do this much damage that my other spells don't seem to do. Okay, what am I supposed to do? I don't have any major melee spells for this. Well, one thing is I've learned in doing these playthroughs, some of these spells have more effects than you... Like, you learn little things. Like, Giant's Flame Thankfully, I had no idea this spell had such significant... Oh shit. I'd rather have a potion than survive. Unless, of course, I don't survive. Well, that gamble didn't pay off. I should have avoided it. But I actually thought I would have, if I took the potion, I'd have the HP to survive it. Guess not. Alright, well, in this case, use doesn't seem to make a difference, does it? So anyway, I was just saying, I didn't know, like, obviously spells can stagger a boss. Like, sure, of course they can. But it only seemed to work if they, like, you really hit the boss like crazy. Like, Spiral Shard, it would hit the bosses so many freaking times. Of course, it would stagger them. But I haven't noticed this with any other spell. Apparently, that can one-shot me. Ooh, I got a buff. I got a buff. You hit hard. He's not like one of the late game bosses, but he still hit pretty hard. Oh, give me a chance to use the... You're not going to give me a chance, are you? Oh, yes, you did. Finally. Yes, this is a stand-in for Pyroblast, and yes, I'm surprised at how much this spell can stagger. This spell seems to stagger enemies and bosses quite well. Maybe not like two-handed weapon well, but not like a colossal, but it will stagger some. Whoa, crap. Let me use potions. So, I'm not even giving me a chance to... Holy shit, you bastard. Okay, Andreas, you're up. Honestly, I think I might forget Hughes from now on. He's cute, but not exactly a tank. And I know I say it all the time in the past, but tonight I really do mean it when I say I don't have time tonight. There will be no more late night streaming. It's just not going to happen anymore. Sorry. So where are you, Andreas? There you are. It's not, honestly, at this build so far, I've noticed it's not worth really having the buff to fire. Because I think Giant's Flame Thankfully just doesn't last. Okay, well, no, the defensive aspect of it doesn't last long at all. The fire damage it lasts a good long time. But well, okay, I'm often soloing these bosses, so obviously I need the damage reduction more. Jesus Christ. Actually, no, wait. Andreas, that's why I did 4,000. Because I haven't had a single fireball do 4,000 HP yet. Because, I mean, I've done some big damage with some of these builds, but being able to spam this spell at 4,000 is really something. Okay, let me get another one off. Okay, now we buff up. So this spell represents Pyroblast in the mage setup. I never get a chance to use any of the other spells. Yeah, I mean, let's face it, this is not World of Warcraft. And the game doesn't have a good... the spellcasting's design of the Souls games has never been really very good. Although I think that's by design. They want you to feel like you're switching, you're going through all your spells like one by one. Pyroblast, I think it's actually called in World of Warcraft. Although I don't think I actually finished him off. I think that was Andreas. So yeah, I guess I'll just do the rundown. So let's get my mana back first. Get my level up in, because mine, the FP is always useful. So again, Fireball, and using Black Flame because it has the added dot effect that Fireball has. Catch Flame was supposed to be, represents both Scorch and Blast, in that it's fast, not necessarily very strong. This is supposed to represent, what is it? Oh, I forget the name of the spell. The one where it sets you on fire, but also blazing something. And the AoE spell, the close range AoE spell, it represents both spells, even though it doesn't quite work the same way. But you know, I don't have any other options. This actually represents, oh god, what was it called? Fire Strike, Flame Strike, the AoE where it does one big damage and then creates an AoE effect. I know it doesn't work the same way as Flame Strike, but it's similar in that there's like a long cast time leading up to it, and then it does one big hit of damage and then a long AoE dot. That's what that spell does. So it replicates it. Again, this is Pyroblast, and again, this is Pyroblast, and what's it called? Actually, I think they changed the name to just Fiery Breath. And it actually works so similar, and even looks the same way. Like, it actually would have a dragon's head appear, and you shoot fire in a cone. So, and actually, that spell, that's the reason why I ended up doing this, because I wasn't going to do Fire Mage. Because I never really played it. I didn't feel like there were enough spells in Elden Ring. Like, there were a lot of spells, of fire spells, but I didn't think they were similar enough. But no, that spell gave the build new life. I'm like, oh, there's actually a spell that's just like, just like the same spell from, yeah, I'm thinking and talking at the same time here. It's not going well. So there's actually a spell in Elden Ring that's just like the one from World of Warcraft. But actually, so far, a lot of these aren't that way. Like, a lot of the spells in Elden Ring are only similar to spells in World of Warcraft only because the effect is... And, of course, you knocked me down, didn't you? You little bastard. Now, it's not the end of the world. Where's that back entrance? I gotta sneak by you. Now. I'm not a rogue. Oh shit, where's that door? Shit. Did you follow me down here? Oh my god. No, then again, if you're not... Apparently Andreas comrades don't like me very much. I don't think I'll be able to get up here before he hits me. Oh my god, finally. Finally, well, something's going wrong and I get lucky at the last second. Actually, no, I've actually had quite a few of these with the Fire Mage. Lucky breaks. It's a little different. Usually with these builds, there's always like one stupid moment. Or even a bunch of stupid moments. But the Fire Mage has been lucky. I actually had a lot of really lucky moments. So yeah, that Fiery Breath ability, because that ability was so much like the only ability so far that I can say is exactly the same, well not exactly, but almost exactly the same as the ability from World of Warcraft, at least in looks. Not necessarily in exact mechanics, but at least in looks. It's because of that spell, I actually took another look at Fire Mage. I'm like, okay, you know what, since that spell is there, I should do it again. Of course, I haven't been using it this run at all. It's just not a very good spell, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's honestly, it's a lot like from World of Warcraft. The spell it looks cool. It really was more of like a stun spell, I think, for stunning than an actual damage spell. But like, it's the same thing here. It's not very damaging, and all three breaths have to hit for the damage to be decent. And it's still not better than just casting Fireball, which is ultimately how it was in World of Warcraft. But again, I did not really play Fire Mage very much, so I'm not 100% certain that. Maybe talents made it better or something. I don't know. Maybe there was some raid armor somewhere that did something to make it good. Holy shit, leave me alone, man. Jeez, he was actually able to outrun my blinks. Oh! Well, that was close. Phew. Don't care so long as I'm close to a grace. I don't care if I die if a grace is nearby, but definitely not a few steps before the next grace. That's just a disaster when that happens. Now, I can probably play this even closer to how World of Warcraft would actually play if Elden Ring and the Soul series in general had an actual, like, hotkey system. Like, Elden Ring is the closest thing they've ever had to it. Why am I falling over? And then why am I not using Blink? God damn it. Ooh, that was right over my butt. So if Elden Ring had like a real hotkey system and or like spell mapping system or ability mapping where I could like set up a whole bunch of different spells with different hotkeys and then I could use all the different spells, then I could probably play this a lot closer to the way World of Warcraft would be, but because they've instead settled on this, you know, switch between one spell at a time system, it's not going to happen. I can't do it. In fact, usually when I play mages, you know, like everyone's like, oh, you have all these spells. I'm like, yeah, but I can only use 2 at a time. Because all I can ever remember is I switch between the key once is one spell, press it again, that's another spell, and then that's it. Whatever the next spell is the one I don't have, and whatever I have is the one I'm using. I know that sounds weird, but it's just, some things are just easier to remember that way. You're either using one or the other, and that's it. And when you're in the middle of combat, that can be as fast as Elden Ring. Yeah, I know it's not that fast, but that's all you can keep track of is 2 spells. That's it. That's all you can do. So there's no point of having all these spells if you can only keep track of 2 at a time. And in fact, when you see a lot of these other streamers playing, they're usually just spamming the same spells over and over again. Unless there's something on PC I don't know about. I'm sure there's probably some mod or something that's fixed that. But I still don't really see that all that often. Even in like PvP, they're usually just spamming one spell over again, or they'll rapidly switch it in like their menu. They'll go into the menu really fast and switch something out. But nobody has an like actual hotkey setup. Like you never see anyone like rapidly spamming different spells like one after another. Like not like a lot of different spells, like just rapidly switching between spells. You never see that. At least I've never seen it. But so I wish they had a hotkey system, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was by design to be like, oh, you're a mage, you got to switch between all your spells because that's how a mage would do it. You know, they're trying to simulate that whole feel of like the mage rapidly flipping through the pages of their spell book, you know, trying to get to the next spell, right? Which is cool, a cool little idea, but it, you know, the final result is you don't use those spells. So, some ideas are cool in theory, but in practice are never, not really. Okay, you're all the way up here, and I should shut up now, so let's just focus on the game. Go away. I know I said I don't mind I die if I get the grace, but I'd rather just not die. Okay, Mesmer, who weirdly is not that resistant to fire. Am I even going to bother trying to solo him? Alright, we'll do it once, because apparently that's always fun to watch me die against these bosses. Because that seems to be when most people tune in the most when I get my butt kicked over again. I'm actually killing bosses one after another, and then no one watches, but... Okay, why am I in menu? Well, the actual cast animation hid his attack. I couldn't see he was doing his grab attack because the stupid hat blocked him. Well, that was short-lived. We're going to go right to Andreas. But I mean, what's new? All of these runs with these mages have been like this. Any of these actual harder bosses, I always have to go straight. I always have to summon help because it's just not possible. Well, of course it's possible. I just don't feel like spending an hour trying to pull it off. Especially in these last few weeks. Oh, and actually it can be. Like with Millennia, I think it proved to actually be damn near impossible because she would keep dodging the damn spells. With the Frost Mage, it was, I think I gave up trying to beat her with the Frost Mage because all the Frost Mage spells, with one exception, were like a bolt, were like a flying bolt, and she's really good at dodging anything that's a flying bolt type spell or effect. So I had to give up. And I didn't feel like just spamming, I mean, Zamor's Ice Storm, we know works really well against Millennia, right? And that was quick. Looks like I'm gonna have to focus on him instead of talking. But that's how I beat her with the Frost Dark Death Knight. I didn't want to do it again. So, okay, let's concentrate now. Let's focus here. No talking. Damn, this hat is really in my way. Oh right, I normally have a fire resistance on when I fight. Yeah, nothing I can do about that. When he does that spell. You know, normally I use Black Flame. Oh shit. Because of that extra little dot, it's a little fast. Well, okay, it's actually not faster than this, but I think I'm finding this spell more useful in the DLC because of the knock and stagger potential. What the hell? Oh. Yeah, whatever. Mages are fragile. They're glass cannons. What's new? I mean, I specifically built this. This is specifically built this way to keep that image intact. So this is. Oh, the stupid hat. Real problem. So yeah, that's just how this goes. That's how mages are. I have lower HP and I have no armor. Although to be fair, I'm also having less armor than the regular mage would normally have because of some of these counts. And of course, I forgot to put on the fire resistance again. That might help. Okay, Andreas, you keep him busy for a minute. I said keep him busy for a minute. Oh yes, you did. Okay. Here's that fire. There we go. Oh, come on.
Restricted the race of God channel death in the embrace of Nestor's flame.
I'm gonna have to go back to my regular position to play. Because this position ain't working. And the stupid hat's in the way. You stupid hat. But I don't know what to tell you. It's my raid gear. Good stats. I don't know. It's stupid. I wish I could use some other spells, but it's honestly all these other fire spells are not really that useful. I was about to say, get his attention, Andreas, but good job. Oh, this is about to get really bad. Yep, that's about how I expected it to go. I could also just try actually dodging him, but that's not happening. Okay, Andreas again, because he does do his job. It's just Mesmer hits so damn hard, I can't seem to survive more than 2 hits from him, even with the fire resistance. And even though he is not that resistant to fire, he's not that weak to it at the same time. Also, with all this fire going off, I often can't see what he's doing. Like, I can't see him. Good job, you're going through Andreas really fast. Oh wow, I staggered him mid-jump, awesome. Always love when that happens. The camera's killing me now. God damn it.
Embrace thine oblivion.
Andreas, man, don't lose aggro. Actually, no, that happens in World of Warcraft a lot, at least early on. If you're a mage and you're literally able to just stand there spamming spells over and over again, it's actually not that hard to pull aggro off the tank. So, yeah, that happens. So, we got some actual World of Warcraft action going on here. Of course, how do I deal with it? That's the part I got to figure out. Because this damage is just not high enough to wear him down. Yes, I will admit, Mesmer, if someone stuck a holy glowing tongue in my ear, I would be pissed off too. I can't blame him for getting upset there. That is not what I wanted to cast just then. Yep, I got stuck there trying to avoid the abilities, and again, these fire spells are blinding. Like, I can't actually see. Plus the hat, it's although it's weird that, I mean, you expect Mesmer to be hard because he'd be so highly resistant to fire, but he's not. It's just, you know, just a whole lot of damage, and I take a lot of damage. It's just a low, not a very resistant class to damage. That's all to it. Although I think it did take me this long to beat him in the cross mage. Oh my god. Even with the... Okay, I gotta...
Embrace of Messmer's
being two-shot, like not even two... Was that what? I don't know. It's... He gets one lucky shot off and down I go. Okay, the damage reduction is fine. I don't know what to say. I mean, with this, it's 65, which is generally what it always is when I fight these bosses, so it just boils down to having the lower HP, really. And well, I better beat him soon, because I wasn't kidding when I said I don't actually have time for this stuff tonight. Yeah, it's kind of weird having a setup where the difficulty is and that I flat out just can't see. You know what? That actually makes it difficult when he's focusing on attacking someone else with the snake. He'll attack someone else with the snake, and then the snake will suddenly switch to attack you, and it throws your timing off. You're like, oh, well, he's not attacking me, and then suddenly the snake whips around and attacks you. So that's actually throwing me off. Okay, this is turning into a shit show. This should not be taking this long. It's either I can't see what the hell's going on between the stupid hat and all this fire spells blowing up in my face, or I'm just being one-shot. I mean, it didn't even take this long to cross me. So I gotta try Dark Flame, even though Dark Flame does not stagger him, then again. But it doesn't have big spells going off in my face. And of course, he's more likely to avoid this than... than the other spell. But... crap. Yeah, taking a tongue to the butt is gonna be distracting. I gotta agree. Nah. Okay, well, I can't hit him with doing that. This is already going a million times better than before, and it's not grabbing as much aggro, I've noticed. Unfortunately, Andreas is taking more damage this way, but I'm also taking less damage. More important. And I got the stagger anyway. That stupid camera coming off at that last second damn near screwed me up. Oh my god.
Upon me.
Boy, I had to really concentrate at the end there. But man, I know I had him in that tucked into that corner, and it was like suddenly the camera just for no frickin' reason whatsoever says, "I'm gonna unlock now just because. Bye. I'm gonna make break." I'm like, damn it! And I had him, and I was like, crap. And then it spun around, and I think it clipped him. I don't know. It didn't seem to do as much damage, and then I had to get off another attack, and then I had to evade a whole bunch more. Anyway, ugh, that was unnecessarily extra. Alright, what am I going to do here? I don't know if I have enough time to get to Radon. Well, we'll give it a shot. At least get to Romina. And even if I don't get to Radon, I really don't think I'll get to Radon. I still got Millennia sitting there. Where's the first floor? So it's not like we'll be going out on no one. Actually, I don't think I got to Radon with the Frost Mage either. Or did I? Actually, did I beat him with Frost Mage? I'll have to check. You know, it doesn't matter anymore. Alright, so we'll run over to Ramoni quickly. Can I get to Ramoni? And honestly, Millennia alone will probably take like 20 minutes to beat. Actually, no, probably won't beat her at all. I took a long time to beat her with Arcane Mage, but that's only because Arcane Mage has like all these abilities that track and home in and knock her down like crazy. I had to give up with Frost Mage because she kept evading everything. So Millennia with Frost was just impossible. So, well, at least the way I was playing her anyway. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could have done it with. We already went over this. But Romy. Actually, how did Romina go with Frost Mage? I don't remember. Was it even worth thinking about? I think it was your standard. It was pretty much your standard set. They throw in Andreas. She keeps her attention, and I just focus spells on her, and she goes down. You know what? Maybe we won't bother with Romina. I don't have a choice now. I can't even go to the fast travel screen, so we got to keep going. Yeah, you know what? I don't think Romina's worth the effort. I'm definitely not going to get to Radon before 12, which is the new cutoff now. There will be no more staying up all night playing streaming. It's not an option anymore. It just isn't. Nope. And now that I'm inside, I can't fast travel. So I'm going to have to go all the way to the stupid Grace. Okay, we're gonna go to Millennia. Wait, let me go outside. Finally, jeez. You know, Romania is not gonna be exciting to fight. Millennia alone, we know, is going to be worth a whole lot of fun. I'm going to switch back to my other setup. 1 minute. Okay, well, yeah, no, I feel it again, sitting on the ground. Okay. So there's a reason why I don't do this anymore. I'm not even going to bother trying to solo her without help. No, we're just going to go right to it with Andreas. Because we all know how this is going to go without help. I haven't been able to solo her with any of the mages. I'm sure there are spells that are exceptionally effective at soloing Millennia, but I don't have any of them with these builds, so let's not screw around. Let's go straight to it. Because we all know what happened. Actually, wait, I should be using Giant's Flame, because she's easily staggerable. So let's use an ability. It knocked her off her ass. Okay, we're using this. And this is probably the best option because unlike what was I using before, whatever the arcane spell was, not arcane spell, well, whatever, it would knock on her ass too, but it would take forever to go off. This one, on the other hand, is a much faster spell. Oh, and I don't even have the right talisman to put. So, yeah, we're going to use a spell that knocks her on her ass. Yep. Yeah, you stay on your ass. Okay, this is definitely the way to go. No question about it. Can we even knock her out of a waterfowl dance? Yep. Actually, no, we didn't knock her out of a waterfowl dance, but... Ooh, but now I'm out of... Ha 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 ha. Of course, now I'm out of mana. Don't focus on me. That's right, fight Andreas. Now, onto your ass. No, stay on the ass. Shit. And to be fair, if I'm getting hit by a fireball when I'm half naked, I'm probably going to fall on my ass too. And I'm out of mana. Okay, shit. I am actually out of mana. I'm going to fight her melee. With a mage. And I don't have a wand. Oh, I have all my potions. Yeah, right. Probably would have actually dodged any of that. I might have actually had the potions left. Actually, you know what? Forget it. Okay, well, I had all my mana potions and everything, so that was just a mana issue. That went shockingly better than I was expecting. I did not know that spell throws her on her ass. And it actually... Where's fast? Gonna need more of these. Okay, that would have been more than enough. So, yeah, a spell that goes off quickly and knocks her on her ass is going to... It is gonna do some... Is gonna do some work. It is gonna work, so let's just keep doing that. So, and why not? I guess that would stand to reason then that actually makes this as a solo build possible. But I don't want to. I don't feel like it. No, I don't want to do any solo stuff. Like I said, it's already close to my cutoff, so... Let's just get her done, shall we? If it goes fast enough, then we'll see if we can go for... Huh, didn't have my staff out for some reason. We'll see if we can get any other bosses done. At least go quickly. But as it is, I'm happy just knocking her around. This is too much fun for me to try and do it any harder way. Because I don't care about doing it the hard way. This is about the fun way. This is fun. Don't attack me. Don't attack me. Yes, you're attacking me. Shit. Of course, if he just starts focusing on me, then who cares? It doesn't matter what I do. Alright, so she survived one, and now she grew a brain since then. She's like, crap, gotta go for the guy in the dress. No, this is not World of Warcraft. I don't have to focus on the tank. Focus on the guy in the dress. But anyway... No, I don't need to concern myself so much with fire. Actually, you know what? Maybe I should be focusing on fire damage, because she is being knocked around so heavily. It's actually worth it. Because she's getting bounced around like crazy. So yeah, focus on the fire damage. I'm not even getting a chance to hit me. Okay, she does when she gets a chance to, like, she actually fights smartly. But if she's going to be on her ass more often than not, then... Why not with the fire damage? I can stand here and keep casting. But it's better this way because now she can't regain her HP. Yes, she's regaining HP when she attacks Andreas, but if I hit her every time she does that, then it negates her HP gain. Okay, why is this taking longer this time? Probably because she's getting more hits off on Andreas this time. Mwahaha. Oh, right, we gotta get her into... Yeah, get her back against the wall. If you're using any strategy where you're knocking her over and over again, get her against the wall. Because then she's not going to get a chance to get away. Whoop. You can actually keep her pinned against that wall. No shit. Oh, you... Oh. Why did I have to try and cast that spell? Oh. I did not have to cast that spell just then. I knew she was going to come after me, and I did it anyway. Okay, let's try this again. Nope, we want to go around this way. We want her against the wall. Come on, into a wall. Get her against the wall. No, not this way. To the wall. Shit. Ooh, got lucky. Oh no, oh no, no. Press the button. But, you know, low poise, it's like, you're pretty much, she hits you once and, I don't know, whatever. I've noticed with any of these low poise builds, it's like, if she hits you once, you're screwed. During Waterfowl Dance, you're just dead, that's all to it. Because then you can't move anymore, you can't, like, with the higher poises, you can take the hit, but you can, like, keep dodging. But not with... Actually, you know, I should take all these extra spells off, I don't need them anymore. I'm not going to use them, they suck. They're not a good option, they don't do enough damage. The Flame Strike AoE thing, no boss ever stays in the dot long enough to be worthwhile. Just spamming the same two spells over and over again. Actually, wait, I did think the one spell, the one where I set myself on fire, might be useful against Radon, because I'm always so close to him. But let's face it, it's not going to do much damage. Well, basically, if she grows a brain and just starts spamming Waterfowl Dance on me, then that's it. Because when she doesn't use Waterfowl Dance on me and focuses on Andreas, then this goes swimmingly well, except, you know, when I don't make a stupid dodge or I don't notice that she's about to skewer me. So it's like these... It's basically been one or the other. Either I'm absolutely smashing her, or she says, nope, you gotta die, and then that's it. Wait, I didn't take off the stupid spells again. No. Not so much for having time to go to Radon anyway. That ain't gonna happen now. Fire Blast! Fire Blast! Okay, well, in WoW, Fire Blast is actually a really slow casting spell. That, you know, the fact that it did a lot of damage, but, you know, it was a lot slower to cast. So this isn't quite how Fire Blast would work. But it's the only spell that's like a great big fireball that moves in a sort of... Like, there are no fire spells that are like, you know, you fire a ball, or like a ball of flame and it shoots unerringly at a target, you know. That's just like a... They're all, like, thrown spells, so it's as close as I can get, and it's a great big fireball, so... Ooh, it's one of my second blasts. She still isn't dead yet. I was able to get her to second phase with just one mana flask. With just 2 mana flasks. Why am I already on my third? Come on, die already. Pressed it! Come on! I knew you were going to hit me and I pressed the button. Although I should have blinked, but still. Come on, this bullshit. We're getting into bullshit phase already. Okay, it looks like I need another mana flask for this. Because HP regeneration is actually really not a problem here, because she just one-shots me on everything anyway. So... it's really just boiling... okay, let's get rid of those other spells already. This is like literally it. This is for the whole run, so we don't need any more spells. I'm not going to use this, not going to use this, not going to use this. Well, that's pretty... no, I got to get too close. This is useless. Hold on to Black Flame just in case. Anything else I can do? I could use more. Ignition, fire... this... not what else I can possibly do. Increase fire damage. I guess it's more important to get out of the first round than the second one. So let's just focus on getting out of first phase, because she's got more HP in the first phase than the second. And so it's more important to take her down here. Yes, I know she's more dangerous in the second phase, but I find her abilities easier to avoid in second phase than the first phase. And of course, she's much more likely to regain HP off of Andreas in the second phase. So you want her in the first phase. I don't know, it just lasts longer, so you got more time to regain HP. But in the second phase, I don't know, I just find second phase to be easier to manage weirdly. More important to get her out in the second phase ASAP. And also, when you got builds like this, because she's just sitting there, or while you... was it Ranger? Which one was the one I did recently where she wouldn't stop? Ha ha ha. Your wildfowl got cooked midair. I forget, which one was the one where she wouldn't stop using this Scarlet... what? How'd she hit? Oh, come on. God, this game can be so inconsistent sometimes. Literally the same thing I've always do when I face to that spell. Just, first of all, unlock from her, because when you're locked onto her, they're locked onto you. Unlock and then just run straight at her, she'll fly over your head. Okay, I didn't run straight at her, maybe that was it. What was I saying before? No. Stupid little... this is taking too long. Which is weird, because this spell is so effective against her. You got licked. Whoop. No. I know it seems weird to just spam, because it'd actually be smarter to wait till she's in more opportunities to hit her, but if I give her too many chances to hit Andreas, she's going to regain all her HP back, so I gotta keep mashing. If she's on the ground, she ain't attacking Andreas. You know, I actually knew an Andreas in high school. Actually, I knew two. One was a good friend of mine, the other was a jackass. Oh, I'm out. cares, right? No. All right, anyway, okay, let's try this again. I'm gonna run at her. Yeah, okay. So, I think I mentioned before, yeah, so even though second phase is messier, you can get so many spells off. Alright, I was saying, there was a run I did recently where she kept casting Scarlet Ionia over and over and over again. Oh, shit. There we go. Oh, shit. And because she kept casting it over again, it made it so much easier to beat her, because I was able to just... She'd fall down, and... Oh, is he dead? Oh, shit. No! I knew that was coming! Why did I just time it? Okay, I'm not doing any more. Sorry. That was close enough. That actually got really close, and I don't know why I missed that dodge. That was an easy one. I don't know, I was getting excited. Oh, she's almost dead! Then, anyway, no, so that's enough of that. There's a reason. Alright, so, I know that's not the best way to complete one of these streams, but there is a reason, so... And this is what I was alluding to earlier, because I actually posted a channel announcement last week, and absolutely nobody watched it. So therefore, no one knew the announcement. So I'm just going to keep it brief this time. If you want to see the whole announcement, you can go to my videos and watch it. But long story short, my health issues are getting just getting too hard to manage, and I thought I could deal with them, but I can't. And it turns out that, sitting huddled up against a mic and, playing into the night are actually making them worse. So I'm pretty much done with streaming. Well, not quite really, but basically it's not worth it. I only got like 40 people, maybe 10 or 20 people watch these. It's not worth the effort. It's not worth the risk. So that's the... some people have told me that I actually be really good for Twitch. So what I am going to do is I'm going to try Twitch for a little bit and see if it makes that big a difference to actually make this worth it. And I'll probably still post the videos from those channels on here, but otherwise, no, this is not worth the risk. It's not worth the effort. Anyway, so thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for sticking. For those who did subscribe, thanks for sticking around for this long. I do intend to come back sometime in the future, so it's not really the end of the channel entirely, but, maybe I'll improve, maybe I'll get better. I don't know, but I'm not getting better by doing this, so I got to stop, or at least try it again. But I have made one decision. I am going to play out the rest of my... last week, I pretty much just stopped and said, that's it, I'm done, and it's over. But I've decided I will actually stream the rest of my schedule. I had a few more builds left. I do want to do those. So next week I'm gonna try and fit in as many as I can in one week, and then the last one on Halloween night, which will be slasher movie, and then that will be it. That'll be the end of it. I'll try some other builds on Twitch for maybe a few, I don't know, so go for a month, or take a break. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. I'll probably see if I can simul-stream those on both YouTube and the PS5. I think the PS5 will be the Twitch, and the OBS can handle the YouTube, because I don't care. But otherwise, I don't intend to come back until I get these issues managed, because they're not getting better. So anyway, thanks for watching, for those who did. Stay tuned. If I do get to a point where I'm absolutely 100% done, I will post something that says so. There'll be no more, just forget it. I'll also post something when I do actually go on Twitch. I would like the Halloween ones to be on Twitch, like Sister Freed, I think is good enough for Twitch, not just general, but I might just, because I think Tombury's going to suck, honestly. Maybe I'll do another one of the World of Warcraft things for Twitch. I don't know. Anyway, I haven't decided yet. I'll post an announcement video, and this time, guys, actually watch the announcement videos, okay? I'm not going to do all my announcements on streams. And then I'll let you know what I'm doing next, where I'm going to do it, what platform, if I'm going to do both or just one, and if I'm done entirely. But I don't intend to come... But if this all goes pretty much how I expect it to go, because honestly, I don't think I'm good enough. I don't think I'll be all that great on Twitch. Not better than anyone else anyway. But I'll give it a few, because you never know. But otherwise, I'll let you guys know. But I definitely intend to come back if things improve, or if I get my other, and that's another thing I left out from the other. I do have other projects, and it's like I have to decide between putting all my effort into this or putting all my for that, because I only have like a couple hours in a day to do one or the other, and I decided I'd rather do my other projects because they don't depend on YouTube for revenue. It's just all me, and I've already had like a history there. Like, I'm a writer, these are writing, and I actually have a writing history, and it's kind of dumb if you think about it. I moved more to focus on YouTube and streaming than I did on my writing career. So anyway, now I'm just ranting. Anyway, for those who watch, thanks for watching. It was nice having you here. It was nice you were willing to put up with me for the few months. I hope to come back in the future. Stay tuned. I'll let you know when if it really is truly over or if things are going to change. Anyway, night, guys. Thanks for sticking around.